So I want to give you a forecast for what I think is coming up in the Schumann, and I'll also mention the astrology because this is how I'm doing the forecast. Because as you know, I've been tracking the planetary movements and the Schumann to see what the relationships there are, if any. And I'll tell you what's coming up. Today is Monday that I'm recording this, and in exactly 12 hours, the moon is going to be in an exact sextile with Mars at 0 degrees. And 0 is a very powerful degree in astrology. And what I have been noticing is that when the moon is in sextile to Mars, that there have been expressions of the white resonance on the chart. I think it would be 11 a.m. Tomorrow on the chart. Would that be tomorrow? It would show as Tuesday on the chart in Tomsk time. Now, I'm going out on a limb here because I haven't done this before, but I think that we will see something on the chart, a white resonance expression. The other thing that's going to happen tomorrow at 0 degrees is that there's going to be a yod in the chart, and this is the finger of God pointing to what God's focus is in the chart. There's a yod pointing at the north node with Mars and the moon at the wings. The north node is at 29 Taurus and is moving in reverse. So I'm interpreting the symbol for 28 Taurus. Let me read you the Sabian symbol for 28 Taurus. It's a woman past her change in life experiences a new love. Now, we had seen this in the astrology. I don't remember if it was the lunar or solar eclipse, but this was a big theme. Women past their change in life, making a significant insight and realization. And these women bringing healing to the children, okay, as the male energy stands aside and supports them to do this. So, because ultimately we can love and support someone who's healing, but they have to do the work themselves, and the women here have work to do themselves. And when they do this work, it leads to a beginning. What this symbol says is that he or she should freely open his or her mind to the possibilities always of new beginnings. The new beginning should imply a more mature response to a new possibility of experience. So, this is kind of a big deal because we're in the middle of this crazy experience that the whole world is going through. What is conjunct the North Node right now, or just sitting right within a degree, is Ceres and Sedna, the mother and the abandoned child. Now, the mother's already gone to be with the abandoned child and comfort her. But now, God points at the dragon's head 1 degree from this broken family that's trying to now heal. And what is the dragon's head? First of all, is a male, very male energy. Second of all, is very fiery. And I think it's going to bring passion, anger, and possibly rage. And that is going to initiate change. Change within self that leads to a new beginning. So the implications for the broader human society here that we live in are probably obvious and real, I think. Okay, now, the next thing that happens is on Tuesday. I'm not sure that this is going to show on the chart because I haven't tracked this before, but the moon in Scorpio is going to oppose Uranus in Taurus. And at the same time, the moon will be sextile Venus. What does this mean in regular language that we can all understand? What it means is Scorpio is the sign of secrets. The moon in Scorpio is our emotions about the truth of what these secrets are. When it opposes Uranus, that gives the possibility of shocking revelations of hidden information. And in Taurus, that affect our physical world, that change our view of our physical world or affect how we live in the physical world. The Sabian symbol for this opposition of the moon and Uranus is 11 degrees Scorpio, which is a drowning man is being rescued. It pictures the concern of the social whole for any one of its parts, meaning everyone matters. It shows the possibility of a spontaneous act of rescue by a chance bystander. It's really about deep and passionate care for humanity. Now, this is where the moon, our emotions, are. It's about a person who may have been careless, may have ventured too far beyond his depth, but then was given a second chance to live. I mean, this degree is so relevant to these times. A man risks his life to save another. This is love. And we are sustained. We are sustained by this love, both the rescuer, both the humanitarian, both the chance bystander acting in the moment, and the person rescued, the person who's given a second chance. This is the expression of love through these individuals. And ultimately, it's the grace of divinity through us expressing in the world. When the moon sextiles Venus, it's going to be at Scorpio 12. And this is an official embassy ball. That's the Sabian. That's where it's going to be in the Sabian symbols. It's about representatives of the elite of the ruling class putting on a ritualized display of power, prestige, and wealth. So what's going to happen is the moon is going to exactly oppose Uranus, which can bring shocking events, and then it's going to move 1 degree and be in a positive sextile with Venus when it's at this symbol of the elite ruling class putting on a display of power, prestige, and wealth. Now, Venus has been considering what she values. The people, and I go through this a lot in my article, the people have been considering what do they value in terms of how they are governed, how they govern themselves. So this is powerful. So there may be some information that upsets the apple cart here, or that upsets the world. On Wednesday, the moon is going to oppose the north node of the moon. And on Friday, January 28th, Venus turns direct and the moon conjuncts Mars exact on Saturday. And then it conjuncts Venus exact Saturday night. So I think that, these are Pacific times, so to translate them to the chart, if it's nighttime in the Pacific, it would show up on Sunday on the chart. For example, with the moon conjunct Venus exact. But I think the most likely times to have an expression of the white resonance would be on Monday evening, which would be Tuesday morning on the chart. Something is probably going to happen on Tuesday with this Uranus opposition. And then I'm not sure about this lunar opposition to the north node. I don't know if that's going to show on the chart. Venus turning direct is probably going to be a big deal, and the last time we had a big display of white resonance on the chart was days ago when the moon was with Venus. So that might show on the chart, and that's on Friday afternoon. That'd be Saturday on the chart. And then moon conjunct Venus exact would show up on Sunday. Okay, so there may be some opportunities for activity, much more than we've been seeing lately on the chart, number one. And number two, there might be some interesting things going on in the world. There's one more thing I want to point out, which is coming next week. Next week, you're going to have the North Node, the head of the dragon. You're going to have the Mother, Ceres, and Sedna, the abandoned child, are all going to be on the same degree on Monday, January 31st, Pacific time. And this is going to be extremely powerful. At the same time, there's a grand trine involving this aspect that also involves the destiny point and Pluto and Mercury and Juno. Okay, so that means there's going to be communications about this. We are going to hear about it. It's not going to be secret. The other thing that happens, the same day as the North Node conjuncts the Mother and the abandoned child, is that Hygeia, the asteroid of wellness and health, will oppose Uranus within a 1-degree orb. And so it's very close opposition. And sorry about the fan noise there, and so what that will do is it'll also bring in some kind of, I don't know, some kind of upset around health, or further upset about health information, or information about our well-being, or the well-being of the family.